My child, do not scroll away. Your angel has pushed this message into your hands, right now, at this exact second. Archangel Michael says, there is a person around you. A person who is not allowed to text you. Not allowed to speak with you. Not allowed to even breathe near your spirit. This is not by accident. This is by divine law. Heaven itself placed a restriction. And the reason will shock you. Stay with me until the end. You must not miss a single word. Because within the next 2 minutes, you will feel a sign confirming everything I'm about to reveal. Archangel Michael whispers, my beloved child, if you ignore this, you will not only lose the truth. You will lose the shield I placed around your soul. Listen closely. This person smiles in your face. But behind closed doors, they have spoken words that were never meant for your ears. Their mouth has already cursed your blessings. That's why heaven cut off their tongue from reaching you. Do you feel the chill? That sudden shiver across your arms? That is your sign. God says, this conversation is forbidden because their words carry poison. My chosen one cannot drink from a cup that has been poisoned. You may think it's love. You may think it's loyalty. But Michael says it is betrayal dressed in kindness. Stay here. Because in the next few lines, you will see the name flashing in your mind. Don't doubt it. Don't overthink it. The name that comes is the name that heaven has already revealed. And my child, if this word is piercing your soul right now, make sure you subscribe so you never miss another message. Because Archangel Michael says, the enemy works in silence. But heaven will always send you the warning before the storm. My beloved child, Archangel Michael stands before you with his sword of light, and he says, the reason you feel this constant pull in your heart, the reason you sense a storm every time this person enters your mind, is because heaven itself has restricted them. This is not ordinary silence. It is not the silence of distance, nor the silence of choice. This is the silence of divine order. For their voice carries chains, and if you were to allow them into your ears, their words would wrap around your soul like ropes meant to suffocate your light. God Himself has said, no more access. No more entry. No more hidden whispers from a snake clothed in love. And yet, I know what you are feeling now. You wonder why the one who once brought you comfort has now been sealed away. You ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I deserve this wall of silence? Hear me clearly, beloved, you did nothing wrong. Heaven is not punishing you, heaven is protecting you. There is a difference. Punishment comes from sin, but protection comes from love. And right now, Archangel Michael reveals that you are under a blanket of love so heavy, so unshakable, that even the enemy's words have been cut off before they could reach you. This person is restless. They have tried to reach out. Their hand has hovered over the phone, their fingers typed and erased the message 100 times. But still, their text never reaches you. Still, their call never comes through. Why? Because the angelic hand stops them. God has already decided, no message will pass that door. For every word they wish to release is dipped in manipulation, in confusion, in distraction from the destiny that is being written over you. Heaven will never allow you to be dragged into a pit by a voice you once trusted. Archangel Michael leans forward, and his words thunder like waves in your chest. My child, you are chosen. And because you are chosen, not everyone is permitted to speak into your life. There are people who may love you but cannot walk with you. There are people who may smile at you but cannot share in your harvest. The Father has drawn a boundary, and this person has crossed it too many times with lies. Their season has ended. Their voice has been silenced. And the reason you found this message is because your spirit already knew it. Deep down, you have felt the distance. Deep down, you have seen their shadow when they pretended to stand in the light. Do not grieve, beloved. Do not chase what heaven has removed. Instead, lift your eyes, for Archangel Michael says, in 2 minutes, something unexpected will happen. A sign will confirm this truth. It may be a sudden sound, a flicker of light, a word on your screen that jolts your heart. Do not ignore it. That sign is heaven's stamp upon this message. And when you see it, remember, you are not abandoned, you are guarded. You are not rejected, you are selected. The silence you hear from them is not emptiness, it is fullness of divine protection. And listen carefully, because what I'm about to say will pierce deeper than the rest. The name of the one who cannot text you, the face of the one who is not allowed to sit at your table, will surface in your mind before the end of this message. Do not resist it. Do not argue with it. Heaven speaks in whispers that feel like memory, but those whispers are warnings wrapped in love. Write it down quietly if it comes. Do not share it with anyone. Michael says, this is between you and God. Do not reveal what is holy to those who would trample it. My beloved child, the heavens are not silent about what you are going through. The angels see the struggle in your chest, the endless questions that swirl inside your mind, and the ache that presses against your soul every time you wonder why this person cannot come closer, why their voice has been sealed away from you. Archangel Michael speaks firmly, because their words were never meant to heal you, their words were meant to trap you. And God does not allow His chosen children to be ensnared when the time of their destiny is at hand. What you feel now, the distance, the silence, the unanswered messages, is not emptiness, it is proof that you are being carried on higher ground. You were not meant to sit at the table of deception, you were meant to stand at the altar of truth. There is something sacred about this moment. Do you not feel it? Even as you read these lines, something inside you shifts. You can sense that this is not ordinary writing, this is not random coincidence. This is the voice of the Spirit echoing through words, reaching you in the exact second you were meant to hear them. Michael says, the one who tried to draw close to you was carrying chains hidden in roses. They appeared gentle, they appeared kind, but every word from their mouth was dipped in a shadow you could not see. That is why the Father has stopped them. That is why they cannot text you, cannot call you, cannot break through the wall heaven has set around you. There is something sacred about this moment. Do you not feel it? Even as you read these lines, something inside you shifts. You can sense that this is not ordinary writing, this is not random coincidence. This is the voice of the Spirit echoing through words, reaching you in the exact second you were meant to hear them. Michael says, the one who tried to draw close to you was carrying chains hidden in roses. They appeared gentle, they appeared kind, but every word from their mouth was dipped in a shadow you could not see. That is why the Father has stopped them. That is why they cannot text you, cannot call you, cannot break through the wall heaven has set around you. Beloved, you need to understand this with your whole heart. Not everyone who desires access to you deserves it. There are some who smile only to hide their envy. There are some who touch your hand only to test your strength. There are some who speak your name in love but whisper your downfall in private. Archangel Michael has seen the double faces, the two tongues, the hidden scrolls of darkness written behind closed doors. He has seen how their words would have weakened your faith, how their influence would have delayed your miracle, and so he raised his sword and struck down their ability to reach you. Their messages evaporate before they arrive. Their voice dries up before it touches your ears. This is why you must never chase silence. Silence can be your shield. I know what you are thinking, but why would God remove them now, when I needed someone beside me? Hear me, my beloved child. God removes what is false so that what is true can finally appear. You have been asking for clarity, crying out for guidance, begging heaven to show you who is real and who is not. Do you think your prayers went unheard? No, they traveled faster than light into the courts of heaven. And this silence is the answer. This divine restriction is the proof that God Himself has drawn a line around you and said, no more counterfeits. No more leeches. Only what is meant for you may enter from this day forward. Do not see this as loss, see it as preparation. For when God removes a voice from your life, it is because He is preparing your ears for a greater voice, one that will carry words of life and not death, truth and not manipulation, blessing and not betrayal. Michael says, in 2 minutes from now, as you hold on to these words, something unusual will happen around you. A sound, a flash, a sudden shift will testify that you are not alone, that heaven is speaking directly to you. Watch carefully, for the sign will be small yet undeniable, and once you see it, you will know this message is sealed by God's own hand. And now, listen with trembling attention. The name of the one who is not allowed to reach you has already brushed the edges of your mind. You know who it is, because every time they tried to come close, your spirit grew restless. Every time they spoke, you felt a heaviness rather than peace. That was not your imagination. That was the Spirit warning you, pressing against your heart like a whisper that refused to be ignored. This is why heaven has cut them off. Do not fight it. Do not try to force open a door God Himself has closed. For if you walk back through that door, you will be walking into a pit, and God loves you too much to let you fall. My child, Archangel Michael leans close to you even now, and his words carry the weight of eternity. Do not grieve the silence of those I have cut off, for their silence is your salvation. What they cannot say to you is what would have destroyed you. Heaven sees deeper than the eyes of men, and it listens beyond what human ears can hear. That is why you feel this strange mixture of peace and ache at the same time. You wonder why part of you longs for their voice, while another part of you feels lighter without them. That is not confusion. That is discernment awakening inside you. Your soul knows what your flesh sometimes refuses to accept, not every presence in your life was meant to last. Some arrive as lessons. Some arrive as tests. Some arrive as temptations wrapped in gold. And God has given Michael the order, remove what is not destined, so that what is destined can finally enter. Beloved, imagine this, a banquet has been prepared for you in heaven's courts. The table glows with divine light, and every blessing, every answered prayer, every breakthrough you have longed for sits like fruit ready to be picked. But what happens when someone with unclean hands tries to sit at your table? Their very presence contaminates the feast. Their jealousy poisons the cup, their deceit infects the bread. Would a loving father ever let his child eat from a table spoiled by a serpent's touch? No. That is why Michael has drawn his sword across the threshold of your life and said, this far and no further. You will not speak. You will not deceive. You will not drain my chosen one again. And though your heart aches because you once trusted them, remember this, every separation ordained by heaven is preparation for elevation. This is not rejection. This is redirection. God is not leaving you empty. He is making room for what is greater. The reason their phone is silent, the reason their hand does not type the message, the reason their words dissolve before reaching your ears is because the Father is positioning you to hear a new voice, His voice, clear and undiluted, not mixed with lies or manipulation. Do you not sense it even now? The silence has grown louder than their presence, because silence is where God Himself speaks. Michael says, my child, the name has already floated through your spirit. You try to dismiss it, but heaven has confirmed it. The unease you felt was not imagination, it was revelation. Do not chase what I have removed. You may feel tempted to reopen the door, to wait for their message, to wonder if perhaps they have changed. But beloved, can a wolf stop being a wolf just because it hides in the clothes of sheep? Can poison stop being poison just because it is poured into a golden cup? No. The nature remains the same. And heaven refuses to let you drink from that cup again. Something else must be told to you, and though it may sting, it will heal you. This person has spoken against you in secret. Yes, they wore a mask in your presence, but their tongue was unleashed in hidden places. The words were sharp, they were jealous, and they were never meant to reach your ears. But heaven heard. God wrote every word down in His book, and Michael saw the betrayal disguised as loyalty. That is why they cannot text you now. That is why their voice is silenced. Because if you had heard them directly, it would have shattered you. But God loves you too much to let their venom pierce your heart. So He sealed their mouth. Michael says, my child, the name has already floated through your spirit. You try to dismiss it, but heaven has confirmed it. The unease you felt was not imagination, it was revelation. Do not chase what I have removed. You may feel tempted to reopen the door, to wait for their message, to wonder if perhaps they have changed. But beloved, can a wolf stop being a wolf just because it hides in the clothes of sheep? Can poison stop being poison just because it is poured into a golden cup? No. The nature remains the same. And heaven refuses to let you drink from that cup again. Something else must be told to you, and though it may sting, it will heal you. This person has spoken against you in secret. Yes, they wore a mask in your presence, but their tongue was unleashed in hidden places. The words were sharp, they were jealous, and they were never meant to reach your ears. But heaven heard. God wrote every word down in his book, and Michael saw the betrayal disguised as loyalty. That is why they cannot text you now. That is why their voice is silenced. Because if you had heard them directly, it would have shattered you. But God loves you too much to let their venom pierce your heart. So he sealed their mouth. Now listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is for your spirit's growth. In the next few moments, as you breathe in these words, something unusual will occur around you. It might be a flicker of light, the sudden call of a bird outside your window, a sound in the silence of your room, or even a rush of heat across your skin. Do not dismiss it. That is the sign Archangel Michael promised. That is the seal that this word is not man's invention but heaven's declaration. Hold on to it. Write it down quietly if you must. Because this sign is your confirmation that you are not imagining this. You are not alone. Heaven is speaking, and you are chosen. My child, hear this with the fullness of your spirit. When God removes someone from your path, he does not leave a void, he creates a space for what is truly yours. The silence you hear right now is not punishment, it is protection. You think you have lost a person, but in truth, you have been saved from a trap. Do you realize that the very message they could not send was one that would have bent your path away from the destiny written in heaven? Michael says, do not chase the silence. Do not grieve the unanswered call. For if you knew what I have heard, you would fall on your knees in gratitude that their voice never reached you. Beloved, I must tell you something deeper, something heaven has been pressing to reveal. The person who cannot text you, who cannot step across the threshold of your life, is one who carries a hidden agenda. They may not even fully understand it themselves, but their spirit has been influenced by forces that do not belong to the light. There are words they have spoken in rooms where your name was discussed, and those words were sharpened not with love but with envy. Their desire was not to bless you but to bind you. And God, in his mercy, cut the cord before it wrapped around your neck. Do you not feel lighter in their absence? Yes, your heart wrestles with the ache of separation, but underneath that ache there is a clarity that was not there before. You can breathe differently now. You can think differently now. Heaven has removed the fog that came with their presence. This is why your nights have felt restless. Your soul sensed the battle long before your mind could understand it. And now the answer is clear, they are forbidden. Not because you are unworthy, but because you are too worthy to be touched by hands that were never pure. Michael says, my child, the world will not understand this kind of protection. They will tell you to chase them, to forgive them, to reopen what I have sealed. But I am not interested in the approval of man, I am charged with the assignment of guarding your soul. And I will not allow poison to flow into a chosen vessel. These words are final, beloved. What heaven has closed, let no man reopen. What God has silenced, let no hand attempt to unseal. This is your safeguard, and it will remain. You must now prepare yourself for what comes next. For when God removes, he also replaces. The silence of one voice makes room for another, one that carries healing, one that carries truth, one that speaks life into your spirit instead of draining it. Can you feel the anticipation rising even now? The moment you accepted this silence, heaven began preparing a new connection for you. This is why you have been restless. This is why your days feel heavy but also filled with a strange expectancy. Because your spirit knows something greater is drawing near. Stay alert. In the coming days, you will encounter a message, a word, or even a person who will carry the confirmation you need. It will not come with manipulation. It will not come with hidden motives. It will come with purity, with light, with a peace that cannot be faked. That is how you will know it is from God. Archangel Michael says, "Test every voice, but cling to the one that carries peace. For peace is the language of heaven." And listen, this part is vital. The enemy will try once more to sneak in. You may see their name flash across your mind, you may even be tempted to believe they have changed. But Michael warns, do not go back. The silence is still in place for a reason. They are not permitted to break through, no matter how many times they try. Stand firm, beloved, and know this truth: silence is not your enemy. Silence is your shield. My beloved child, the heavens are wide open over you at this very moment. The angels stand like sentinels around you, their wings outstretched, their eyes blazing with light. And in the center stands Michael, his sword raised, his voice echoing through eternity. The one who was once allowed to stand near you has been weighed, measured, and found wanting. Their time of speaking into your life is over. Their access has been revoked. This is not cruelty, this is mercy. You are being moved from one chapter to another, and not everyone who was written into your past can be written into your future. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows who can carry the weight of your destiny and who cannot. That is why the silence has fallen so heavy. It is heaven's hand editing your story. And yet, I know the questions rise like tides in your mind. Why now? Why this way? Why the sudden cutoff? Because, beloved, the Father will not allow you to step into your promise with voices attached to you that were sent to sabotage it. Imagine a climber scaling a mountain with ropes tied to stones. No matter how strong he climbs, the weight drags him back. That is what this person represented, a weight disguised as a support. They smiled to keep you still. They spoke softly to keep you distracted. And God saw it all. He does not expose their heart to shame them. He exposes it to save you. My beloved child, the heavens are wide open over you at this very moment. The angels stand like sentinels around you, their wings outstretched, their eyes blazing with light. And in the center stands Michael, his sword raised, his voice echoing through eternity. The one who was once allowed to stand near you has been weighed, measured, and found wanting. Their time of speaking into your life is over. Their access has been revoked. This is not cruelty, this is mercy. You are being moved from one chapter to another, and not everyone who was written into your past can be written into your future. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows who can carry the weight of your destiny and who cannot. That is why the silence has fallen so heavy. It is heaven's hand editing your story. And yet, I know the questions rise like tides in your mind. Why now? Why this way? Why the sudden cutoff? Because, beloved, the Father will not allow you to step into your promise with voices attached to you that were sent to sabotage it. Imagine a climber scaling a mountain with ropes tied to stones. No matter how strong he climbs, the weight drags him back. That is what this person represented, a weight disguised as a support. They smiled to keep you still. They spoke softly to keep you distracted. And God saw it all. He does not expose their heart to shame them, He exposes it to save you. Listen to me carefully. Even as you read these words, the Spirit of God is moving over you. Memories are surfacing, little things you ignored, small signs you brushed aside, sudden unease you felt in their presence. Those were not random. Those were the whispers of heaven trying to warn you. You prayed for discernment, and this message is the answer. Michael says, this is your moment to let go. This is your moment to trust that what I have cut off was meant to be cut off. Do not reopen the door. Do not send the message. Do not break the seal. Do you feel that tug at your heart, that mixture of sorrow and relief? That is healing beginning. That is your soul recognizing truth. Because deep down, you always knew something was off, but you couldn't explain it. Now heaven explains it for you. The reason they cannot text you, cannot call you, cannot break through the silence, is because God has declared you untouchable by their words. This is your Exodus moment, your crossing of the Red Sea, your separation from the ones who cannot follow you into the promised land. Beloved, I must tell you also of the joy that is coming. This silence is not forever, it is for a season. And when the season ends, you will stand on higher ground. You will look back and thank God for the nights you cried alone, for the unanswered calls, for the messages that never came, because each one was a shield. Each one was a brick in the wall heaven built around you. Michael says, soon you will see why. Soon you will rejoice. Soon you will meet those who are truly sent by God, and their voice will feel like home. But until then, hold this word close. Do not share it lightly. This is between you and heaven. Write the name if it comes. Pray over it. Release it. Trust that you are not being abandoned, you are being guarded. This is the promise, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be silenced. Heaven has already begun. The silence you feel is the proof. My child, the Spirit says do not mistake absence for rejection. This is not rejection. This is protection. The very silence you feel right now is a wall of fire surrounding you. Archangel Michael says, you asked for clarity, you asked for truth, you asked for divine confirmation. And heaven answered by sealing the lips that would have deceived you. If their words were meant for your healing, they would have reached you. If their presence was meant for your growth, they would have remained. But the reason they cannot text, cannot call, cannot enter is because they were not sent to heal, they were sent to hinder. Beloved, remember this truth, God sees what you cannot see. He listens to conversations that you will never hear. While you trusted their smile, He saw their whispers. While you held their hand, He heard the curses they spoke in hidden corners. And though those words never reached your ears, they reached His throne. Heaven judged it, and heaven silenced it. That is why the line has been cut, why the message never arrives. It is not technology failing. It is not coincidence. It is the invisible hand of God protecting you from words that were designed to pierce your soul. Do not doubt what you are feeling right now. That ache in your heart, that heaviness you carry, is proof of the spiritual weight of this revelation. You are not imagining this. You are not reading coincidence. You are being addressed by heaven in this exact moment because the timing is perfect. If you had seen this earlier, you may not have believed it. If you had seen it later, the damage might have been done. But right now, in this moment, the seal of heaven rests upon this word: do not go back. Do not wait for their voice. Do not chase what I have removed. I know you wrestle with hope. You wonder, but what if they have changed? What if they are truly sorry? Listen to me, my child. Forgiveness is holy, but re-entry is not always permitted. God may heal your heart toward them, but that does not mean they are allowed to walk with you again. Some people are forgiven from a distance. Some are loved from afar. Michael says, your destiny is too precious to gamble on their return. Your calling is too sacred to let them trespass again. This silence is not meant to punish them, it is meant to preserve you. Beloved, your soul is being positioned for something greater. You cannot see the fullness yet, but heaven is arranging it. The silence of one voice is creating space for a chorus of blessings. Soon, doors will open that no man can shut. Soon, words will reach you that heal instead of hurt, that bless instead of burden. This is the divine exchange. Do not mourn what has been silenced, for it is making way for what will sing over you. And do not forget this promise: in the next moments, perhaps even as you finish reading this, there will be a sign. It may feel small, but it will be undeniable: a sound, a flicker, a sudden word or number appearing before your eyes. That sign will confirm everything spoken here. Do not ignore it. It is the whisper of God saying, yes, this word is for you. Yes, this silence is protection. Yes, I have chosen you. My beloved, Archangel Michael is not whispering to you, he is declaring. His voice cuts through the silence like thunder breaking over mountains: you are chosen, and chosen ones are never left unguarded. Do not fear the silence. The silence is your shield. When you look around and wonder why the ones you trusted have grown quiet, when you wonder why messages never arrive and calls never come, you must remember, this is not accident, it is design. God has placed His hand over your ears and said, no more poison. No more lies. My child's spirit is too precious to be contaminated again. And do not forget this promise: in the next moments, perhaps even as you finish reading this, there will be a sign. It may feel small, but it will be undeniable: a sound, a flicker, a sudden word or number appearing before your eyes. That sign will confirm everything spoken here. Do not ignore it. It is the whisper of God saying, yes, this word is for you. Yes, this silence is protection. Yes, I have chosen you. My beloved, Archangel Michael is not whispering to you, he is declaring. His voice cuts through the silence like thunder breaking over mountains: you are chosen, and chosen ones are never left unguarded. Do not fear the silence. The silence is your shield. When you look around and wonder why the ones you trusted have grown quiet, when you wonder why messages never arrive and calls never come, you must remember, this is not accident, it is design. God has placed his hand over your ears and said, no more poison. No more lies. My child's spirit is too precious to be contaminated again. And yes, beloved, I know you wrestle with longing. The human heart often clings to what it once called safe. But hear this truth, not everything that feels familiar is meant to stay. Sometimes what you call home is only a cage. Sometimes what you think is love is only distraction. And God loves you too much to let you be chained in a place you have outgrown. That is why Michael's sword has fallen between you and that person. That is why you feel the ache of distance, and yet the strange clarity of freedom. This dual feeling is not confusion, it is confirmation. Heaven is separating you for something greater. Remember this. Silence is not the absence of love, silence is often the presence of protection. The Father removes voices so that his own voice can be heard more clearly. You prayed for direction, did you not? You asked for guidance. You begged heaven for a sign. And what is this silence but an answer? If they were meant to walk beside you, their words would flow freely. If they were destined to carry you forward, their presence would not be blocked. But every door they try to open slams shut. Every word they try to send dissolves in the air. Because heaven said, no. Do not mourn what cannot stay. Lift your eyes, because the silence of one is making space for the arrival of another. Michael says, prepare yourself. A new voice is approaching, one anointed, one pure, one carrying peace instead of chaos. This will not be like the counterfeit you've known before. This voice will not manipulate, it will uplift. It will not curse, it will bless. And you will know it instantly, because peace will cover you the moment it enters. But listen closely, before that new connection is revealed, you must first accept the silence. You must not chase what God has cut off. You must not reopen what heaven has sealed. For if you return to what has been forbidden, you return to danger. Michael says, do not test the mercy of God. Trust the boundaries he has set, for they are for your survival. Beloved, do you not feel it? Even now, as you breathe these words, your chest feels lighter, your spirit feels calmer. That is the presence of heaven settling over you, confirming what has already been spoken. And soon, perhaps in the very moment you close your eyes tonight, you will dream. That dream will reveal even more. Do not dismiss it. Write it down. For it will carry symbols and signs that testify to this truth. The silence is holy, the silence is sacred, the silence is your protection. My child, the Spirit of God does not waste words. Every silence has a meaning. Every unanswered message is part of a larger design. Archangel Michael says, the one who has been cut off is not merely absent, they have been removed. For they were never meant to shape your destiny, only to test it. Their part in your journey is complete, and heaven has sealed the chapter. And though your heart wonders why, though your mind searches for reasons, the answer is not found in their actions but in God's mercy. He saw what you did not see. He heard what you could not hear. And he intervened before the damage could take root. Think back, beloved. Think of the moments when something in you felt unsettled, when their words seemed sweet yet carried a bitterness underneath. Do you remember the times you laughed but felt empty afterwards? Do you recall how their presence drained you instead of filling you? Those were the warnings. Those were the tremors before the storm. You may not have recognized them then, but your spirit did. And now heaven confirms it. Those were signs that their season was ending, that their voice could no longer be allowed into your life. Beloved, the silence is louder than their words ever were. Do you not hear it? In this stillness, God speaks. In this pause, heaven works. The silence is shaping you, strengthening you, protecting you. You are not being punished, you are being purified. You are not being left behind, you are being led ahead. The quiet you feel is not emptiness but fullness of divine protection. And soon, you will see that what was removed was never a loss, it was only a distraction disguised as love. Archangel Michael says, "The name of the one who has been silenced already burns within your spirit. Do not resist it. Do not argue with it. Do not excuse their actions any longer. What you feel is true. What you sense is real. Trust the voice of heaven within you." You may be tempted to reach back, to send your own message, to reopen what God has shut. But remember this: when God closes a door, He is not rejecting you, He is redirecting you. To force it open again is to step outside of His covering. And outside His covering, you cannot be shielded. Hear this promise, beloved: in the days to come, new connections will form. Voices of truth will rise. People who carry light will draw near. They will not drain you, they will refresh you. They will not confuse you, they will clarify you. Their words will align with God's word, and their presence will feel like peace. That is the sign of the ones heaven allows. That is how you will know who is truly meant for you. Until then, hold the silence like a treasure. Do not fear it. Do not resent it. Do not run from it. For in the silence, you will learn to hear the voice of God more clearly than ever before. And once you hear His voice, you will never again be deceived by the counterfeit. This is your training ground, your proving place, your preparation for what is to come. Beloved child, the heavens are leaning over you now. Angels whisper your name. The Spirit hovers over your heart. And Michael declares once more, you are chosen, and no voice of deceit will reach you again. Walk forward in peace. The silence is your shield, the silence is your confirmation, the silence is your miracle. Hear this promise, beloved: in the days to come, new connections will form. Voices of truth will rise. People who carry light will draw near. They will not drain you, they will refresh you. They will not confuse you, they will clarify you. Their words will align with God's word, and their presence will feel like peace. That is the sign of the ones heaven allows. That is how you will know who is truly meant for you. Until then, hold the silence like a treasure. Do not fear it. Do not resent it. Do not run from it. For in the silence, you will learn to hear the voice of God more clearly than ever before. And once you hear His voice, you will never again be deceived by the counterfeit. This is your training ground, your proving place, your preparation for what is to come. Beloved child, the heavens are leaning over you now. Angels whisper your name. The Spirit hovers over your heart. And Michael declares once more, you are chosen, and no voice of deceit will reach you again. Walk forward in peace. The silence is your shield, the silence is your confirmation, the silence is your miracle. My beloved child, there is a mystery in silence that few understand. To those who do not walk in the Spirit, silence feels like absence, like emptiness, like rejection. But to the chosen, silence is a shield, silence is an answer, silence is the loudest voice of heaven. Archangel Michael says, do not mistake what you cannot hear for abandonment. What you cannot hear is what was never meant to reach you. The one who cannot text you, cannot call you, cannot stand before you, their silence is not because they forgot you, it is because heaven erased their access to you. Think of it this way, beloved. When a garden is being prepared for a new season, the gardener removes the weeds. Not because the weeds have no life, but because their life threatens the true plants. The weeds drain the soil, stealing nourishment, leaving the flowers weak and frail. That is what this person represented, a weed among your blessings. They looked harmless. They blended in. They grew quietly beside you. But heaven saw how their roots entangled with yours, how they drained your joy, how they pulled from your strength. And so, the master gardener reached down and pulled them away. Their silence now is the space where your roots can finally breathe, where your spirit can finally flourish. I know you miss what once was. I know your heart remembers the warmth, the laughter, the moments that seem true. But do not forget the weight, beloved. Do not forget the heaviness, the confusion, the doubt that shadowed those moments. You often ask yourself why you felt unsettled, why peace never lasted long in their presence. That was your soul warning you. That was heaven whispering, something is wrong here. And now, through this silence, God has confirmed it. Archangel Michael speaks again, my child, do not chase what I have removed. To run after silence is to run away from destiny. To reopen the forbidden is to invite the snake back into your garden. Do not do it. Stand firm in the protection I have given you. This is not cruelty, this is mercy. This is not rejection, this is redirection. The silence is not meant to leave you empty, it is meant to make room for what is holy, what is true, what is destined for you. Beloved, hear this with your spirit. In the coming days, your heart will feel lighter. You will notice how your thoughts grow clearer. You will begin to smile without reason, to rest without fear. That is not coincidence. That is the weight lifting, the chains breaking, the fog dispersing. Heaven has already begun a new work in you. The silence of their voice is the trumpet of your freedom. And soon, others will look at you and say, something has changed. There is light in your eyes, strength in your steps, peace in your soul. That will be the evidence of what heaven has done. Do not resist this process. Embrace it. For every divine silence leads to a divine unveiling. And soon, you will see what God was protecting you from, and you will lift your hands in gratitude that the message never came, that the call was never answered, that the conversation never happened. You will realize that what you thought you lost was never truly yours, and what is coming will make you forget the pain of this moment. And now, as you sit in this moment, pay attention. Something around you is shifting. A sign is near, maybe the sudden sound of movement, maybe a word flashing across your screen, maybe the rush of a breeze. Do not ignore it. That is heaven's way of saying, yes, this word is for you. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, the silence is divine.